Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It has been a long time coming. Can't even tell you how long I have been wanting to start this. I think it's been a year or maybe a little less than a year since I bought this camera and decided that I was going to start YouTube, and then I never did. So this is super exciting to me. I am very nervous, but I'm also just so excited because I love watching YouTube videos. I love editing and I love just creating content. And so I feel like this is just another opportunity for me to do that. And I'm so excited. I literally can't believe that I'm actually sitting down recording a video and I'm actually going to post it, because I am. And it's so nerve-wracking because I have sat down and created multiple videos and also multiple vlogs and just never posted them. One thing about me is that I'm an overthinker, okay? I'm gonna overthink everything. I have severe anxiety, and so everything takes me a little bit more time than I feel like the regular person. So all that to say, I am so excited to be making this video. We're actually going to be reading viral TikTok books for a week. I have 10 on my list, so I'm hoping that we can get through a couple. Today is Thursday and it is currently 2 o'clock. And so we're going to be doing this video from today, Thursday, until next Thursday. I'm so just proud of myself for taking this step and really just excited for you to come along. If you want to join me, please do. I would love to have you here. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so we have a couple options. Some of the books on my list that I briefly mentioned, I don't own physical copies of them. I could read them on my Kindle if they're on Kindle Unlimited, or I could also buy them if I can't go to the bookstore or something. But I do have these two on physical. So I feel like it just makes sense to start with a book that I already own, since I'm probably not leaving the house today. Okay, so I'm between these two. This I know is very popular. Maybe not OG, but in recent years, question mark. I really have heard great things about this. I don't know a lot about it. I think it's a mystery thriller, right? Or mystery. Or we could also read Verity. And let me tell you, I haven't read this before, obviously. But the only other Colleen Hoover book I've read is It Ends With Us. I know that in most recent years, people really dislike her books, which is totally fine. I did not like It Ends With Us, and I didn't ever read another book by her. But because of this video, I feel like I have this book. A friend traded it with me. I gave her another book. I think it was Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, and then she gave me this book. And so we kind of traded books so we could read. I've had it for a year since she gave it to me. I'm probably never going to read it if I don't read it for this video. I've also heard that people don't like her romances, but they do enjoy her more mystery suspense books. So I feel I don't know, I feel I'm leaning more towards this, and obviously it's very obvious because I gave you a whole, what is it called? I gave you a whole pitch of why we should read this book together instead of Ace of Spades. So you can see which one I'm leaning more towards. I think I am going to read this one. I have been reading a bunch of mystery books or mystery thriller books lately, and they have been good. They haven't been life-changing, but there's just something about a mystery thriller book in the summer that just hits. It really does. I think we're gonna read this. I'm honestly kind of excited. I've heard people really like this book. I don't know what to expect. I really don't like it. I can always DNF it and just pick up a different book, but I think we're gonna go with this one. I feel I'm the last person on earth to read this book, but hey, we're doing it. Better late than never. Okay, let's start Verity by Colleen Hoover. Okay, I'm also currently listening to Never Coming Home. I'm almost 80%, and I'm really liking it so far. It has kept me super engaged and very much in the dark. I need to know who's doing this. I need to know what is happening and why are these people going through this, and I'm really liking it. Is it life-changing? No, but so far, I'm enjoying it. Anyways, we're gonna take a pause on our current read and we're going to start Verity. I'm so excited. I cannot take this book seriously. If you haven't read Verity, skip like 20 seconds. I had a boyfriend in my early 20s named Amos who liked being choked. It's why we broke up, because I refused to choke him. But sometimes I wonder where I'd be had I entertained his urge. Would we be married now? Would we have children? Would he have moved on to even more dangerous sexual perversions? Like, okay, my man Amos liked to get choked. Okay, so what? Okay, so let me recap you on to literally what's been happening for the past couple hours. So we read some of Verity. I'm on chapter 7, 111 pages in. I don't have a lot to say. I feel like I am a little like, you know, I am a little bit with the writing, like getting a little bit like bored of it. But I think I just have to push through. Like, I'm literally 100 pages in. I need to be able to push through and kind of like see more. I feel like there's so much happening, but also like not a lot happening at the same time. I mean, I'm liking it so far. I am getting a little bit bored, so I did have to take a break, like not eyeball read. I needed to like listen to an audiobook. So I did finish Never Coming Home by Kate Williams, and I was so confused. Like, the ending really confused me a lot. I was like, what is happening? I did really like it. I just felt like the ending could have been better. Like, it had so much potential, and it was like kinda anticlimactic. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the setting and like the friend group. Again, they're not friends, but the setting was really, really fun. But I'm going to eat my salad and watch some YouTube. I have been obsessed with, I think the way you pronounce her name is Eden. Like, I feel like she's super relatable, and she's also so funny. Like, probably one of the funniest people I've seen on YouTube. I love her humor, and I just love her videos so much. Then later tonight, I'm probably going to continue reading Verity, like, before bed. Anyways, bye. I'll catch you later.
Now we're on to the party. Today was supposed to be a cozy day, and then I ended up procrastinating, and here we are in a rush.
Going to tell me that Verity is absolutely delusional, and not in the good way. This woman needs help. Like, she needs severe help. I can't believe I just read that. Hi guys, it's the next day, and it's a lot later in the day than I anticipated like filming, but I've had a very just like chill, kind of like uneventful morning. For the majority of the morning, we were literally watching the like Olympics opening ceremony, and the amount of times that I cried, like, it needs to be studied. There is something about watching different countries like come together, and like the athletes in those countries that don't always get like represented or like seen, especially like smaller countries, and like being on screen, and it's like their moment. Like, they made it to the Olympics, you know? And there's some, I don't know why, but the amount of times that I cried this morning is too much to count. Every time I would see them like so happy with like smiles on their face and just like so excited to be there in Paris, like I was just like, oh, I cannot handle it. And I literally didn't do anything but watch the opening. So not a lot to catch you up, but last night I read more of Verity, and I'm planning on finishing tonight. I really want to finish by the end of today, because I really want to start a different book tomorrow. I'm also like really in it. I'm starting to like get so like invested in what is happening and in this family, because part of me is like, I feel like it's gonna have a huge plot twist, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, that person wasn't bad, or like that person actually didn't do that. I don't know. Or it might just be super straightforward and like it's trying to deceive me. Don't have a lot of thoughts. I really want to get more into like the thick of the plot and like what is happening, because I have really bad feelings of how this story is going to progress. Like I'm like, you know, my mind is working. But so far, the last like 3 chapters that I read last night, like I was really invested. I got some of my reactions because I was literally baffled by some of the chapters and like some of the things that Verity was saying. Literally jaw on the floor. Okay, let's read some more and hopefully finish it. Hello, the first book of this little vlog is finally done. I feel so accomplished. I genuinely really enjoyed this book more than I thought I was going to. And like I said before, I do not love Colleen Hoover's writing. I did think that some of the writing was a little, I don't even know how to explain it. Sometimes some of the words she uses and some of the things, like the phrases she says, kind of made me like cringe a little bit. I don't know. Some of the writing I didn't like absolutely love. The story itself and the plot, like I think was super interesting. I think it's very different from like other mysteries I've read. Unfortunately, it wasn't a book that I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like the first like 70%, I was super into it. Like I was definitely like in the story, like in the plot. I was like wondering what was happening with this family. Like why was everyone being so weird? I genuinely didn't trust anyone. Like I didn't know who was telling the truth or like what was happening. Like I was really in it. I do think that at some point like it kind of dragged. It was kind of like the same thing over and over. At the same time, like I feel like this is a perfect read to start if you're like wanting to dip your toes into like mystery and thriller. But this one, like I really did enjoy it. Like I said, I feel like the first like over 50%, like I was really into it, like really into it, and I was like, whoa, like this is gonna be crazy. But at the same time, I will say the plot twist at the very end did leave me a little bit underwhelmed. And I know that if I would have read this 2-3 years ago, I would have 100% like devoured every single chapter. But you know, it was a good read. I'm just so glad that it's off my TBR, and I'm glad that I finally read it. 1 book down, and we'll see how many else to go. Hi besties, I haven't talked to you guys in a couple of days, and I cannot for the life of me remember if the last time we talked was Saturday before book club or if I actually filmed something on Sunday. Literally crickets in here. Like I cannot remember. Fortunately, yesterday I got my period, and the downfall after I got out of work was truly so bad. If you can hear that, they are literally cutting some palm trees, and it's so close to here that I feel like you're gonna be able to hear it from the microphone, so bear with me. So I started Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which is the second book in Powerless, which I kind of mentioned briefly that I was going to start or maybe read in this vlog. So I did start it. I'm on chapter 25 and there's like 50 chapters, so I'm like halfway there. It says that I have 6 hours left, and I think I started with like 11. I know a lot of people don't like Lauren Roberts' writing and they don't like her book, and that's totally fine. That's why reading is so subjective. I personally absolutely love it. I think that her writing is just super simple. It's very easy fantasy and world building, and I love her characters and the tension and the banter that she creates between her characters. Like it is just, it's my cup of tea. So I absolutely love her books, and her audiobooks are so well narrated. I love the narration, and I love like how it adds to the story, and I really like get to see like their personalities, and I'm really loving the continuation. I adore series. I love to get to see our characters like progress and follow them throughout like a journey, or even sometimes like their whole life. That's why I love series, and I think that they're like better sometimes than standalones because I really get to connect to the characters. This is a very anticipated release for me. Only like thing I would say is that it's definitely feeling a little bit slower. It might be also because I'm reading, like I'm listening to it. but it does feel a little bit like slower than Powerless. I'm not sure why. It's just feeling like the same thing. If you've read it, you understand what I'm talking about. But I feel like now that I'm 50% in, it hopefully will like pick up a little bit more. But I'm really, really, really enjoying it. I love being back in this world and seeing Peyton and Kai and just being with these characters. So I'm just excited to finish it and kind of like see how it's gonna end and how it's gonna set up for the third book. Lauren Roberts loves a cliffhanger, and I know it's gonna like give me that. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, I'm excited. So I'm gonna go and order some food and continue listening to Reckless, but I will come back and update you and tell you how I'm feeling about it. Hi guys, it is now around 7 o'clock and I finished Reckless a little bit ago. I want to be completely honest, obviously always with my reviews, so let's talk about it a little bit. I really enjoyed my experience. I mean, I literally started this book yesterday while I was driving, so I feel like it was super bingeable and very much like something that I really wanted to pick up and like continue reading. I was really like immersed and like interested in the story, but I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely slower than Powerless and I felt like it dragged on a little bit. So a couple days ago, I was with my friend JC and she was kind of explaining how she felt about this book because we're both big like Lauren Roberts like lovers. Like we think that she's super talented and we really loved Powerless. But she said something that really kind of like stuck out to me as I was finishing the book, and it was that not a lot happened. Like there was a lot happening, but at the same time, like not really, because I felt like all the events that happened in such a like short amount of time. It was very just like repetitive. Like it was the same thing of, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it. So that kind of like affected my experience like reading it. But other than that, I really love Lauren's writing. Like I think it's very easy and just like fun. I just think that like the pacing was a little bit off. And I felt like we were moving and developing and something was happening and I was like super invested, and then out of nowhere, like then there was like nothing happening. I'm honestly really sad because I really wanted this book to be a 5-star. I haven't given a 5-star in a minute, honestly. So I really wanted this one to be a 5-star. Unfortunately, it's not, but at the same time, I cannot recommend this like series enough. Like I think it's so good, and if you read Powerless, like I 100% think that you should read Reckless. And I also think that the cliffhanger absolutely like caught me completely off guard. Like I did not see that coming and I literally was baffled. But I really did enjoy my experience and I really enjoyed reading Reckless. I feel like her books, again, are just so fun and simple and easy to understand. And I already love the characters so much. So it felt like literally like coming home to these two characters that I absolutely adore. So I'm very happy I read it. Unfortunately, it wasn't a 5-star, but it's still going to be a super high rating because I just love her writing and I love like how she sets up worlds and like stories. I'm really excited for the third book. She announced that it's coming early 2025, I think like April or something. So I'm very excited for that. But anyways, we finished our second book, which I'm so happy about. Like I feel so like accomplished. I feel like the feeling of finishing a book does not compare to anything. Nothing can touch me, nothing can hurt me. I am on top of the world. Okay, now for book number 3. I have been very indecisive on what I want to read. I've been thinking about it literally since I finished Reckless, but I'm between 2 books. I don't know if I should do a romance or a fantasy again. I feel like I'm feeling either. So my 2 options are either A Not So Me Cute by Megan Quinn, which this is the first book in the Kane brothers like trilogy. So I could either do that. I heard this series, specifically this book, is literally like the perfect like rom-com. It's supposed to be like cheesy but like super fun. So I'm honestly leaning more towards this one. I kind of want something like fun and like cute and something that's gonna make me like giggle and kick my feet, you know? But the second option is Quicksilver. This book has been taking over everyone's For You page. Like, I feel like I watch reviews or people reading this book every single day. It's literally like the new fantasy that like people are obsessed with. I do want to read Quicksilver. Like, that sounds so good. I just feel like I'm definitely leaning more towards this one right now. And I really want something that's going to be like quick and fun. I think this is like 400 pages, so literally not bad at all. Okay, I think we're gonna start a Not So Me Cute. I really want to continue reading. I feel like I was listening to Reckless for so long that I really want to like eyeball read. So I'm going to start a Not So Me Cute. I'm gonna have some food and some dessert. I literally made dates covered with chocolate and sea salt, and I'm so excited. I love dates covered in chocolate. Okay, I will update you later once I'm farther in. Obviously, I literally haven't started, so I'm so excited. I'm ready to giggle and laugh and feel butterflies in my stomach. You can hear some like background. It's my fan. I'm like giggling and laughing, not even because of the romantic interest or like the romantic buildup or anything. The simple fact that like it's so funny, like it's pretty comedic, and the dialogue is just like hilarious. Like our main character Lottie and the conversations with her sister are just like so funny. It's just like chaotic, like so chaotic and like all over the place. And I'm like loving her character so much. Honestly, really liking it so far. I'm really enjoying the writing and how it's setting up for like the romance to come and like their relationship. But it has, I'm pretty sure it's gonna have some fake dating. And I love me some fake dating. Fake dating is like one of my favorite tropes. And so I'm honestly really excited because I feel like it's gonna be really fun because they're such opposites and they like live in such opposite worlds that I'm interested to see how their worlds like clash and like mesh and come together. I don't know, I'm excited. And so far it's making me smile and like laugh, so that's always a good sign.
Something's in the air. I can feel it everywhere. Every color seems to bloom, and there's light in every room.
All I have to say about A Not So Me Cute is that you have to read it. Like, I think it's also like the perfect time to read it. A fun summer romance. Like, it is so good. The covers are foul. Like, I do not like them at all. I think they're not very cute. I think they're honestly pretty ugly. But the content inside the book, give me 14 of them. Give me 14 of them right now. I ate it up. It was so freaking good. I genuinely believe that if I didn't have to work both days that I was like reading the book, I think I would have finished it in probably like a couple hours. It was just such a perfect, fun, romance, steamy, hot, amazing read that I've had in a pretty long time. I am like still thinking about this book and just like how I keep saying fun, but I can't even like, just how witty and fun and just like, good freaking vibes it was. I truly think that if you're a romance reader, like you would love it because sometimes you just need those like quick, giggly, silly books. And this one was exactly that. And so I literally cannot recommend it enough. Also, I do have to mention how good their banter was and their dialogue. Their chemistry and their tension was unmatched. Like, it was so good. I honestly love the way that Megan writes like dialogues and like their characters. Oh my gosh, I I can't, like, I literally can't talk about this book without like giggling. Like, it was so, so good. I really enjoyed it. Okay, also another thing, because I just had this thought, the constant, like, I love Lottie, I think that's how you say her name, love her, our main character, but the constant complaining about like being flown in a private jet or like having a rich fake fiance, like, girl, be so for real right now. Be so for real with me for 1 second, because you cannot be complaining about that right now. Okay, now going into our ratings. So just a little recap, reread 3 books this vlog, or 3 books this week, which honestly, I feel like that's a pretty like decent amount. I would say that's probably more than what I read on a just regular like week, like if I'm mood reading. I was like, I feel like very intentional with like my time. So the books that we read, first we read Verity by Colleen Hoover, which was a mystery thriller. Then we read Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which is a romantasy. And then finally we read A Not So Me Cute by Megan Quinn, and that is a romance book. So the moment you've been waiting for, because I made you wait until now, my ratings are Verity by Colleen Hoover. We'll say a 3.75, between a 3.5 and a 3.75. I genuinely enjoyed the book so much, and I truly had a great time. I do believe that if I would have read it at the beginning of my reading journey, it would have probably had a more of like a wow and shocking factor. The second book that we read was Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which is the second book in Powerless. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really, really good. I do believe it was a bit disappointing. I feel like for months I was thinking of Powerless once I finished it. Like for months I was literally like, Powerless was like consuming my brain. And it just did not feel this way with Reckless. I think it was a little dragged out. I think it was a little bit redundant and repetitive. I was really waiting for like high stakes or like something to happen, and it just like didn't. It just did not feel the same as I did with Powerless, and it makes me so sad and it pains me to say, but I think that for those reasons I'm probably gonna rate this book a 4-star, which again, it's still a very good rating. Books suffer from like second book syndrome, and unfortunately this one had a little bit of that. It did. It's just like, it's not as good as the first one, and what can I say? Reckless had it. Reckless had that. Reckless has it. So, and last but not least, the third book in this vlog was Not So Me Cute, which I feel like it's fresh in my mind. I literally finished it a couple days ago, and I think I'm gonna rate this one a 4-star. I literally cannot go on another tangent about A Not So Me Cute when I just explained everything that I loved about the book and the things I didn't like about the book. But I think a good solid 4-star is where A Not So Me Cute is going to fall. I had such a fun time reading and vlogging, and honestly, like, I truly feel like I have found the thing that I love to do, and that is like YouTube, and obviously like vlogging and sharing my life and my thoughts and just my silly little time and my hobbies and like reading and all these little things that I love to do. I feel like I had one of the best weeks I've had all year, and it was all because I was vlogging and I was literally talking, and if I could talk to a wall, I literally would. I am so excited for my YouTube journey and to go into this together. It just feels so precious and so fun. Thank you so much for watching. It truly means the entire world to me, and if you want to follow me in any of my other social medias, they will be linked down below. But I think that's it for me, so I'll see you next time. Bye!